it's a way to get a plan today. And we're going to be talking with Mike Rudd here shortly. I'm Steve Richards, and we'll go through a couple things just to get started here. So first of all is the chat box. I just want to make sure logistically that everything's working for us. So with the chat box, where's everybody from? And so if you go along the right side, there should be a box to type in a question or type in a message. So if everybody could just type in what their name is and where they're from in the chat box, just so we know that the chat box is working, so that we can make sure that we get all of your questions answered throughout the webinar. So I'm seeing Sean from South Bend, Dimitri from Boston, Elaine, Ryan, Alicia, Katie, Texas, Jimmy B, Keith, Miami, Tampa, Chicago. Yeah, looks like it's working well, and looks like we got an active crowd, which is always good to have.
The
Colin from
chat the
Philly.
chat box is working.
Yeah, absolutely, it's working.
That
So
is
yeah, perfect.
that's always good.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys reaching out to us and getting these answers going. Cool. So the next thing will be if everybody can hear me, which I'm hearing that most people can, since I asked you to say where you're from. So I think we're not having too much of a problem there. If somebody does have a problem hearing me or Mike, just again go ahead and throw that in the chat box, and we'll troubleshoot it for you and make sure that you can hear the entirety of the webinar, because everything that we're saying here is important stuff, and we don't want you to be missing anything. So don't be shy, don't be hesitant. Just go ahead and reach out, and we'll get it figured out for you so you can hear everything on the webinar.
Steve, I'm going to test myself out. Everybody,
Okay.
I'm using a new microphone tonight, so if let me know how I sound right now. If there is any problems on your end, let's try to troubleshoot them right now.
I got, man, that thing sounds good from Ryan, so that's a good
Oh
sign.
man, it looks good too.
That's half the battle.
If
Cool.
only this was a Skype in our tonight, everybody could see this rocking new mic.
Yeah, I got a You Sound Dreamy, so I don't think it gets much better than this, Mike.
All right.
We're ready to roll.
Well, there's nothing more exciting to talk about social media marketing when you're dreamy.
Yeah, buddy. So yeah, my mic will be on all night. Mike's mic will be on, but we'll be sure to monitor your questions and get in as many as possible by the end. So your voices are really going to shine through in that chat box. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask, and we'll get them monitored, and I'll be sure to keep them in mind throughout the webinar to make sure that we get everything covered for you guys. And we have decided that there will be a recording at the end. So there's no we're going to be able to provide that for you guys. Hopefully the recording works. We have had troubles with it in the past, but as long as the recording works, we'll definitely be throwing it up and giving you guys the chance to watch it again or hand it off to your friends so they can watch it and make sure that they can see all the value that we're going to be providing you in the next hour or so. So now that we've got the logistics out of the way, I'm just going to go over who we are real quick. So I'm the COO of Sports Networker. I started as an intern with the company, and then I kind of just stuck with it through hard work and a little bit of determination. Eventually, I moved up as the editorial producer, and then became the partner business manager for Sports Networker, which has to do with ad sales and things like that. And then as of February 1st, I've become the COO of Sports Networker. So I'm working through the operations side and things like that. So I'm excited to move forward in a new role and really contribute and continue to make Sports Networker what it is. And I've learned from Trevor Turnbull and Lewis Howes, who are great guys, and I was lucky enough to have them give me a chance. So it's been really good, and they're always willing to help people, and they pass that on to me, and I'm really excited for tonight because I'm always willing to help people too, and I know how much tonight's webinar is going to help you guys grow in the social media world as well as help me grow. I'm sure I'll learn some stuff tonight too, so I'm excited for it, and we'll all be learning about social media together. So that's me. And the reason that this webinar is going to be so valuable tonight is because we have Mike Rudd on with us. He definitely knows the sports sales world inside and out, but he also has fun with it. A guy whose brand surrounds a hot dog suit, he's got to be having some fun somewhere, right? So he's definitely a guy who knows what he's talking about, but he also likes to have fun with it. But definitely getting the job done. He paid his way through college by selling hot dogs, which is about as impressive as it gets. And then he's built over $10 million in sales since 2005. So he's definitely somebody to be listening to when he offers his advice. It's definitely a value to be listening up. So he's an inspiration in the field. So I'm excited to get started. And without further ado, let's get started. So why don't you go ahead and kick us off, Mike, and we'll get going here.
Steve, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, buddy. No problem.
I hope everybody is doing good tonight. Steve was just saying, yeah, who am I? I'm marketing fun with Mike, and I'm a hot dog extraordinaire. And there's my good-looking hot dog costume. Tonight we are here, with the shifting of social media strategy and outlets constantly changing, the game's done changed, and it's an ever-changing game. If you don't have a plan and a plan that you can carry out with action over and over again, it can get very cumbersome. You cannot break through the clutter. You won't be seen, and you kind of just want to give up. And to be quite honest with you, when I first started delving into this world, one of my mentors had told me about 6 years ago or so, working at one of the radio stations I was at the time, he said, you really got to start writing a blog. I said, oh, okay. And I dove right in, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And it's formed over these years, but when I look back at what I was doing 4 or 5 years ago, 2 years ago, it's been so different, and I just can't emphasize enough how much you have to just continue to learn, continue to be ready to change your plan, but the opportunities are there. So let's get started tonight. Excited once again to have everybody on here. We're going to do Q&A at the end. So let's go through social media marketing strategy, the ever-changing game, and how you can get a plan today, and then I'll answer all of your guys' questions. So social media marketing. These are some of the things you might hear when people start talking at your company or in one of your classes or with a group of friends who own their own businesses. Oh, man, you know what you got to do is you have to build up your email database. Yeah, that will really be good for your social media marketing. We have to engage more with our audience, everybody. How do we get more likes? We have to get more comments, retweets, hearts. I think that's what they would call them on Instagram. You hear that one quite a bit. What can we just we got to have people love us a little bit more. Another one, when you're sitting in the meeting, should we pay up? Typo, my apologies. My mother is an English teacher, and she would be so upset with me right now. But should we pay for sponsored posts on Facebook or buy followers on Twitter? I don't know. Yeah, because if we do, though, we'll have more people seeing us, and that'll give us more credibility when other people start to look at our page. But then you run into the question, well, is that not growing in an organic way? Are people going to be then dissuaded when our post says sponsored and it's at the top of our news feed and everybody knows that we sponsored it? There's good sides and there's bad sides to that. Another one, my favorite, is let's do some giveaways. Polls. Let's ask everybody what they want. If people have already liked your page or already following you on Twitter, odds are probably already like what you're doing, and you don't need to say, kind of what we're doing is crappy right now. We understand that, but what can we do to keep you around? Well, what about Instagram? Don't forget about Tumblr and the other 39 social media sites you could have a marketing strategy for. And then probably my all-time favorite is, ladies and gentlemen, we have to get a post to go viral. What can we do to get something to go viral? These are, I don't want to call them myths because it exists every single day. But when you sit down and start having a conversation with somebody about social media marketing, these are a lot of things that come up and a lot of things that people say and try to interact with that really doesn't have anything to do with social media marketing. So the question would probably be, if we're not answering those questions, why is social media marketing worth diving into, and what is it really? Well, according to Wikipedia, which is, I mean, come on, it's got to be about the #1 most reliable site in the world right now on the World Wide Web. Social media marketing refers to the process of gaining website traffic or attention through social media sites. Social media marketing programs usually center around efforts to create content that attracts attention and encourages readers to share it with their social networks. Well, what does that mean to me? I think that means it's an opportunity through social media marketing to build a business online. I think it's your chance to connect with customers, or if you're looking for a job, possible employers, in ways that you've never been able to do prior to the social media era. And I think it's especially a special opportunity in the sports industry that we are all involved in to connect with people, especially on Twitter, Instagram, that you would have never been able to talk to or reach unless you won some contest that gave you courtside seats and meet and greet passes backstage to meet an athlete or a powerful agent or the CEO of a company like IMG. I also believe it is a chance that we all have to truly make a difference and help tell the true story of either what our company, our personal brand, or the company that we work for is all about. And that's when it talks about, from the Wikipedia definition, creating content that attracts attention and encourages readers to share it. The only way you're going to get a reader to share with their social network something that you publish in the social media marketing world is if you're really telling a story that someone cares about and that you're really doing something that makes a difference. And that's the key. Personally, and I am actually one of millions of people who would say this, I think social media marketing is one of the most effective ways to build a brand for a company or a personal brand if you're trying to grow on your own, to grow sales in a company, to make changes in the world, and to truly show the value and the difference that you bring to the table each and every day in this world, both personally and professionally. Now that we've kind of covered a little bit in what can social media marketing do for us and what is it really, what are ways to build an effective social media marketing strategy? And over the next few minutes, we're going to go over 8 ways in which you can employ tonight an effective social media marketing strategy for your career and your life. But I promise it's not going to be all roses from here. Was that a metaphor for something? Yeah, you got it. Hot dog costume with the rose. There I am, wishing my audience a happy Valentine's Day last week. It's not going to be just that hunky-dory. So here's number 1 for everybody. Use it, and when I refer to the word it, I'm talking about social media marketing from here forward. Use it to find new people that you previously couldn't connect with and see what value they are offering. And connect with them and have a human relationship with them, not a bot relationship. Learn from these people. If the situation calls for it, build a real-life relationship. It's an opportunity for you to connect with people that may be making a lot more money than you, who may be a celebrity, who may be 10 ranks above the corporate ladder higher than you, somebody who's been doing something in your industry for 30 years while you've only been in your industry for 6 to 9 months. Social media marketing is the opportunity to connect with these people. Since I've been doing Marketing Fun with Mike, a lot of the people that I now consider my mentors in this world, if it was 1985, I wouldn't have been able to even connect with these people. I wouldn't have known how. I wouldn't have been able to find their content and vice versa. And we wouldn't have been probably open to having these types of conversations. So that's number 1. Number 2, embrace the changes. Know these changes are coming. But also know that above all else, being a human being, a real human being who acts like other human beings, and telling a great story, helping others, and having original content with a call to action and a true point will always win out in the end. Yes, Facebook may not be the most powerful company in America forever, as it is now, I think. There may be another new social media site coming out every week. Just embrace those, but know that if you're a human, if you got a good story to tell, you're helping others, and you're having a good original content with a point to it, you're going to be able to win. You have to have the mindset that it's not going to always be perfect, but if you know that going in, you're going to be able to find wins. And number 3, actually, is speaking of wins, small wins. Small wins and lots of small wins are going to build on each other. It's like compounding interest if you're in the financial or accounting world. It's a good thing. For instance, this moment in time, I have, I don't know, 420 odd something Facebook likes on my page and 1,600 some odd Twitter followers. This is not a pat yourself on the back hype sentence, but I'm using myself as a real life case study right now. While I do have a very small group compared to other larger marketers, celebrities, businesses, and unfortunately spam accounts, I've also received wonderful comments, emails, letters, and notes from people who have thanked me for the content I provide and how much it has helped them. And while each one of those individual notes or comments or likes or thank you cards may seem minuscule to the naked eye, those small wins are huge. And you need to take solace in those and love those small wins and embrace those small wins. Because a small army of people that love you and embrace what you're doing is going to make you a big winner in the long run. And honestly, that's why you're doing what you do in the first place, is to have fun, help other people, and enjoy the ride. I wouldn't trade for 2,000 Facebook likes or 4,000 more Twitter followers for just one less of these people that I've been able to help so far. And I think it kind of goes back to the point of it has nothing to do with how many you have following, but how many people you can truly help. And I think when you have that type of mindset, number 4 comes hand in hand, which is let your true personality shine through, or the true personality of the company you represent. Being funny and laughing is okay. I sold hot dogs at a hot dog stand, as Steve said earlier, and it's there that I learned my passion for life and realizing that I'm never going to do something that isn't something that I love each and every day. So I turned that whole hot dog stand into a metaphor for finding your passion in life. Some of my friends don't really quite get it. They just, when every time they see a new hot dog article online, they post it to me, which is fun. But the point is, I can poke fun at myself. I can understand that it doesn't have to be all serious business all the time. People don't come to Facebook to read all about what our consulting prices are or how much below MSRP the recent 2014 car arrivals at your dealership were. They come there to learn about you and how you do business. And then, and only then, if they like you and how you do business, they may consider finding out what those prices are. And it starts with letting your true personality shine through. One of my mentors, Bob Berg, he has a new book out, Turning Adversaries into Allies, and he's written a couple New York Times bestsellers. He's a true expert. And in one of his books, Endless Referrals, he said, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And I know I do. I know most of my family, friends, and clients do. So you need to build your social media marketing strategy around that mindset and around that framework. It's not about how many posts per day should we do or Does it make sense to put our TV ad on our LinkedIn page to get people to like it? Which, hint on that, no, it doesn't. It's about letting your personality shine through, or the true personality of the company you represent. Here's some examples of when I talk about actual social media marketing that people are doing. Here's some that I'm doing right now with Marketing Fun with Mike. One is I'm doing a weekly post on all my social media outlets that it's the not as easy as ketchup or mustard question of the week. And it relates back to marketing, sales, personal branding, find your passion, but it's also funny. If you haven't noticed, obviously there's a hot dog with ketchup and a hot dog with mustard on my shoulders. I have a wonderful graphic designer. But I post things like bigger fear to conquer, public speaking, or jumping in a snake pit. I know what Indiana Jones would say. Unfortunately, some people may be tuning in and have no idea what Indiana Jones thinks about snakes, but he hates snakes. He hates snakes. Do that every week. It's not mind-blowing, but it's fun, it's easy, it's engaging, and it kind of shows who I am and some of the value I can offer to people. Another thing I do is I love when I see something really cool in the marketing and sales world, I want to share it. So I've come up with the Marketing Fun with Mike hot dog stand marketing pick of the week. This photo right there, I'm taking the photo every week, and once a week on all my social media outlets, I'm putting a photo out. This was actually taken in the bathroom of a wine bar and music venue right down the street from my house in Columbus, Ohio. And they have a wall there, a note on the wall that says, "We ask that you do not graffiti our bathroom walls like so many other bars and music venues get graffitied. We reserve the walls for local artists that play in our venue to create art on the walls." And one of the first guys when this place opened 3 or 4 years ago did this unbelievable believe in local, I'm from Ohio, music. I think that's incredible. And their entire walls of their bathroom look so cool. And that's marketing for them. They're making a statement about who they are and what they believe in. So there's lots of ways you can do it. It's just having fun with it and trying to go along with it in a way that you believe in. Hopefully these examples help you to spark some ideas, because it's easy to sit here and say, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that, and then not tell you how and why and when to do it. Let's do 4 more. Number 5. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, except there's no finish line. Because really, it's more about the stops along the race and the impact you can make at those stops as you journey through your career and your life that are important, not actually racing and getting to the finish line in a good time. Number 6. This is probably my favorite one, in that don't blame social media. It's not always social media's fault. In fact, it's never social media's fault. Social media is an outlet for us. We should blame ourselves. Sometimes if we catch ourselves, a company will say, we don't know what to tell people on social media. We don't really have anything to say. And then we blame social media. We should probably look in the mirror first and figure out if our story or our message is really all that important. And if it isn't, how can we make it so? Don't just try to throw the fact that we're inefficient at what we do on Twitter on Twitter. Maybe it's the fact that we don't have anything relevant to tweet to people. Number 7, social media marketing is how you market your company or personal brand. It's not your actual company and personal brand. And what I mean by that is it's just an outlet to spread the story. Like I showed you in some of those examples prior, my whole company does not revolve around a question of the week or a hot dog stand marketing pick of the week. It's the way that I'm letting people know who I am. But when you come back to my company, that's not my actual company. My actual company specializes in marketing consulting, in public speaking, in helping you find your passion in life. Just remember that the social media marketing strategy is not telling everybody the actual 100% ins and outs of every single thing that your company or your career does 24/7. It's about spreading that story and showing people how you can help them. And finally, number 8, look, do your thing and get over your FOMO. And if you don't know what FOMO is, it is an acronym for fear of missing out. We are going to miss Facebook posts others put up that are very valuable or very funny. We will lose followers on Twitter. We will have people say mean things to us on Instagram, or we will have people that we want to connect with on Google Plus that will simply not do it. You can't take it personally. Do your thing. Let what you're trying to provide, serve, help, promote, shine through in your social media marketing strategy, and do the same thing for others you enjoy, and it'll all work out, because it always does if that's your mindset. Don't try to realize, actually it's funny, one of my friends was in town last weekend, and he was telling me he just started getting on Instagram about 6 months ago, and he's built up a couple hundred people that he follows on there, and he said to me, tell you what, man, it's really hard to stay up to date with everything on Instagram. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, I'm always trying to see what everybody posts. I'm like, that's impossible. You would spend your entire day refreshing Facebook, Twitter, or any of those social media sites. Get over it. You're going to miss stuff that's really good. It just happens to be good, though, that there's going to be more stuff. And you have to have that mindset.
The stuff you're supposed to see is the stuff you're supposed to see anyway, right? You'll be valuable to other
Absolutely.
people.
Yes, exactly. They got it all. They already have it all taken care of for us, so that we don't even have to do any of the hard work, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They got like computer chips in our brains or something. I think. I think Zuckerberg planted them in the past couple of years.
Yeah, you figured it out.
So how do you develop your strategy? First, you need to. This is for your own company or a company that you work for in your career. Enhance what your company goals are and use that in your social media marketing strategy. What that means is take your overall mission of what you're trying to do and make it on steroids, because that's what you can do in social media. You can create funny graphic design work. You can connect with people that you wouldn't be able to talk to in the office, and use that for your social media marketing strategy. Because you can build the image or the brand that you want and that you believe in and that you think is the best for your customers or for yourself. And that's how you start developing it. I do not want to be seen as a dead serious sales trainer and marketing consultant that we have to just talk so serious all the time. That's not me. That's not the people I want to work with necessarily. That's why I created it around Marketing Fun with Mike, a guy that will get you better results than anybody you know, but also can sit around in a hot dog costume. You need to focus your strategy on being a human, making people laugh, and building awareness while you're doing that. And awareness, how are you going to get the awareness? Couple of ways. Value, value, value. Original content. Anybody can create a Twitter account and retweet powerful quotes from Martin Luther King Jr., Ralph Waldo Emerson, Abraham Lincoln, Steve Jobs, and the list goes on and on. To create your own quotes, to create your own blog, to create your own podcast. That is what people are looking for and need help with. And the more you can do that in a human way, in an engaging way, in a funny way, the more opportunity you will have to break through the clutter and truly succeed.
I think that's important, Mike. I think that really people kind of lose themselves, in trying to do it. Like you're talking about being robotic and being a bot. Like you're really connecting with people is the way to do it. That's how you're selling yourself as well as selling a brand and selling everything else. So I think that connecting with people is that's a big part, and I think it's really important that you brought it up and really really valuable for sure.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the it sounds so silly to just say just be yourself and be a human,
Hmm.
but oftentimes people aren't, but when they aren't, it really shines through, and
Hmm.
you can tell when people are faking stuff. People are really smart. They can pick up on that really easily. I mean, when you hear the canned apologies by, athletes sometimes, you can tell when the guy really means it and when the guy really doesn't.
Absolutely.
A- And I think you need to decide as well before you even start doing your social media marketing strategy. The reasoning behind what I do is blank.
Hmm.
XYZ. What is that? I'll put myself back on as the guinea pig. The reason behind what I do for Marketing Fun with Mike is I believe I can help people find their passion, improve sales in their career, improve your business from a marketing side, and help make the world a better place each and every day. You need to decide what is your value statement? What are you going to lay down? And then craft your social media marketing strategy around that story. So, there is a lot of clutter out there. And here's why it is essential to be seen if you're going to do social media marketing. It's a waste of time if you're not being seen. You're doing a lot of work and it's a lot of headache for nothing. And quite honestly, there's better things you could be doing. You have to always focus on forward motion. What's next? You can't worry about what didn't happen or, if only I would have made this a little bit better. I just wrote a blog post. If you guys check out my blog I did this unbelievable podcast with one of the biggest up and coming bands in Central Ohio. They're actually going down to Austin, Texas to South by Southwest Music Festival next week. We did this podcast before this show they headlined last Saturday in Columbus, and I'm friends with one of the guys in the band. We did the most incredible interview ever on this podcast. It's probably the best podcast I've done out of 18 of them. I was so excited about it. Everything checked out. I got home, and the analyzer logs on my console for the app I use, that portion of their website had gone down for 15 minutes during the interview. It was gone. Just gone. I was so frustrated at first not because, that I can't redo that interview with those guys, but it will never be replicated in the way that we did it. And the responses won't be replicated because we were all just humans having fun, having a drink, talking. But I realized you got to have forward motion. I can't worry about that. I can't dwell on that. I talked to the website. There was nothing they could do about it. It was just a fluke. So I turned my whole newsletter and my blog post this week into what I learned from it, and I transcribed as much of the interview as I could into a written form, and I'm going to publish that portion of the interview come this Friday. You just have to figure out ways to always go forward. It's a missed opportunity if you don't try to grow. It's not just good enough to have a presence. How many people do you hear, yeah, well, we got a Facebook page. We don't really know what to do with it. Yeah, we have a Twitter account, but we don't tweet or really look at it. That is, it'd be better to not have that. It'd be better to not have a LinkedIn profile than to have one with no photo of yourself, 2 connections, and nothing filled out on it. It's not just good enough to have the presence. You have to have relevant content, and you have to have a strategy into what you're doing. It may be a fun and laid back and sometimes off the wall strategy, but it still has to be a strategy of some sort. Because to be quite honest with you, social media marketing is the future, and it's how you as a person in your career and how or the company that you work for is going to grow. Traditional advertising is not dead. I work for a radio station. It the game is changing though. And if you can't be on the cut, if we didn't do all of our on-air DJs blog, they're on Twitter interacting with our listeners. We post YouTube videos, podcast interviews on our website. We're out in events. We're helping the community change with big events. If we weren't doing all those things, if we were just broadcasting as a radio station, we would die. But instead, we're going forward. We have our social media marketing strategy, and we're embracing the changes, and we're more healthy than we've ever been as a company. It's your chance to thrive and not fall by the wayside. This is your opportunity to help the world, to do something you love, to truly stand out. It's your choice. It's gritty. It's hard work, but it will pay off. So where do we go from here? Try applying these 8 steps. Decide what you want your social media marketing strategy to be going forward, and pick one of these steps to start that integration. And once you have one, go on to another one. Don't try to do all 8 at once. And if you have another one or two, you probably do, add in your own and start using those. Because the future of marketing is here now, and it's time we embrace it. So let's get going. That's all I have. Steve, we got a special webinar offer tonight
Yeah,
through the
absolutely.
Sports Executives Association, and I'm going to let Steve kind of talk about that a little bit, and then kind of show you what the Sports Executive Association is all about, and then we're going to jump into questions and answers, and I'll answer as many as we can.
Absolutely, yeah. It's awesome information, Mike, and it's really good that we have our Sports Executives Association offer with us, just because where we can really build off of what you've talked about with your 8 steps and moving forward and always taking steps forward. That's really important in growing your personal brand and growing your business. And what the Sports Executives Association is going to do is it's really going to grow your brand and grow your business and help you find the dream job that you want to find in sports. And I'm really excited to be able to offer you guys a special deal in our webinar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself the presenter here for a second, and I'm going to show my screen. Um, and we're going to get started with everything that is in the Sports Executives Association. So can you see my screen okay, Mike? Is that, we'll use you as a, with, as the,
I'm actually still on my screen, but
okay. So if any, you guys
hold
see it in my
on.
screen, okay.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect.
Guys, the SEA is a way for you guys to grow. It's a way for you guys to get better. Um, Never stop improving. My wife and I, every single year, we pick a summit to go to, a training to go to. It's different all the time, but you have to grow and you have to do things that are going to help you. Steve's going to show you how this can help you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, we're here in the dashboard. I'm just here in the back end of, or in the front end of the Sports Executives Association, and here in the dashboard, you can see that there's a quick materials here with the core trainings. We have webinars and interviews. We have bonus materials. So in these core trainings, we have a ton of these just in the social media and sports. I'll just use this as an example because this is what we're talking about today. So if I click on social media and sports, you can see I have Facebook marketing secrets, advanced LinkedIn strategies with Trevor Turnbull, who is our COO. How to land your dream job in sports with Lewis Howes, who's our CEO, and he's just killing it right now, doing anything that he wants to do. So this is him showing you how to implement his strategies. This is the former CEO or COO of the Real Madrid Football Club, who is one of the biggest clubs and sports followings that exists. So we have all this stuff, and this is about his Facebook stuff. So we have all this stuff in the back end, and these are all webinars or LinkedIn trainings or live Q&A trainings, and we have a ton of this stuff, and it's all right in here in the Sports Executives Association, and we have it organized and categorized in here in sports ticket sales, sports sponsorship, sports marketing, and all these different categories. The next thing is our
All
webinars and
all
interviews.
of
Go ahead.
my
Go ahead, Mike.
All of my old webinars are on here.
Absolutely, yeah. This is what we're gonna. Yeah, this next column right here is webinars and interviews. So all of Mike's old webinars are in here. All of Lewis's old webinars are in here. All the webinars that we've done. We have over 40 webinars, and we've also done live Q&As. We've interviewed Tiki Barber. We've interviewed Darren Ravel, people that have made it in the industry and people who are excited to share how they've made it and they want to help you make it. And within the Sports Executives Association, we have over 40 of these webinars and 30 of these live Q&As. Um, so we have over 70 pieces of content that you can check out and you can use that are at your disposal whenever you want to check them out. You can just take out some time and get out a quick tip or a trick here and there and figure out how to land your dream job in sports. And then our third column here is this bonus material. We have over 20 ebooks and worksheets and guides and mind maps and everything that you could possibly want to help you land your dream job in sports. We've done things from resume builders to interview builders. We have the Ultimate Sports Job Guide, which again is tips and tricks from people who have already made it and they want to help you make it. So they've offered up their advice to help you read and figure out how to land your dream job in sports. And these are on the go. Like the webinars, maybe a little bit video, but all these ebooks are downloadable. They're all PDFs and they're all on the go. So you can check them out when you're sitting in the doctor's office or
My
wherever you want to be. Go ahead.
my my debut book is also on there for a free download. Steve, you want to tell them about the new ebook too we're putting on there?
Yeah, absolutely. If I click into this bonuses, yeah, so here we go. Our hot dog stand marketing sports sales. This is February 26, 2014, right here. This is brand new, brand spanking new for the people who get to sign up for the SCA. You can
Absolutely.
see the inside. So this is going to be 10 and a half steps designed to help you thrive and not just survive in the sports business world. So there's definitely a lot of social media stuff in here, but there's also just stuff about sports sales in general and stuff that you can really dig into and valuable information. It's about 35 to 40 pages of ebook and it's just all value all the way through. There's no fluff in here. It's all awesome stuff from Mike, just like the stuff that he presented at the webinar just today. And you can download it. Just click on it, and it'll download up as a PDF, and you can take that on the go and take that wherever you'd like. We also
And
have a
that's the
bunch.
kind of
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that's the kind of stuff that Steve and I are putting in there. Everybody is new valuable information. You know, we're going to be doing one. I'm going to be doing one webinar a month with Steve on here going forward, and it's just I don't do fluff. I don't waste anybody's time. So there's a great valuable content.
yeah, absolutely. And then just building on it, just going through all the value that we offer. This networking, this may be the most important thing that we have throughout the Sports Executives Association because like we were talking about, it's all about the people and being a person and just being a human and rather than a bot. And this networking is I can't even put a price on this. This is so valuable for you. We have our members only Facebook group and our members only LinkedIn group. We're up over 200 members in the SEA already, and these people are just connecting with each other and always talking to each other and always giving advice or asking for advice or asking if there's any job openings and they're really it's really interactive and it's an awesome group to be a part of and it's members only so it's always so you know that it's people that are going to be serious about either looking for someone to offer a job in sports or looking for someone to find a job in sports or if you are that person finding a job in sports there's employers in here there's people that have already made it in the industry and there's people that are hiring in the industry so it really covers all the aspects of the business sports world. And it's really this is probably the most beneficial thing that we offer is just this exclusive members only opportunity that we have for you guys. And then we also go
Steve,
ahead,
you
Mike.
want to
Yeah,
flip it
absolutely,
back over to me, and I'll show him the deal
absolutely.
that we have tonight.
Yeah, man. Let me get you.
So what we have going on tonight for everybody is let me pull that back up here. $10 first month. We're gonna take off $20, and when you sign up, and all you got to do is go to sportsexec.net/deal. It's right here on the page. Sportsexec.net/deal. It's $9.97, 30 days, your first month. You can cancel this anytime. There's no hidden fees. There's no surcharges. It's $9.97 for 30 days, and then after that is $27 a month. With that, if you sign up in the next 24 hours on the sportsexec.net/deal, you will get to do a 1-hour Skype call with me to discuss your personal branding strategy. We'll do those over the next 30 days. And
You can't offer value like that.
Yeah, that's right. I love saying that, right, Steve? But no, so we'll schedule a time to talk. So on top of everything else that Steve just talked about, top on the new ebook that I just wrote and Steve presented and put together in there, all those old webinars, all those ebooks, the webinars that Steve and I are going to be doing each and every month going forward, the live Q&As that we're still doing. You get an hour Skype call to sit down and discuss your personal branding strategy with me. All that, first month, $9.97. You'll see the value. You'll stay in there. I can just about guarantee it, and it's $27 a month to invest in yourself, to invest in getting better, and helping yourself either climb the ladder that you want to climb in the sports world or starting your own company, whatever it may be. And it's just all at sportsexec.net/deal. One caveat is I am going to be a little unavailable over the next 10 days. So if you sign up tonight, if you reach out to me, I can do probably 1 or 2 of these calls tomorrow. But after that, we may have to wait just a week or two. Definitely well before the next webinar to do that 1-hour Skype call.
Cool. So yeah, but we'll still get to you and make sure that if you sign up, we'll get you that call, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I just didn't want people to think I'd be ignoring them, but I'm going to be a little out of commission for about 7 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sign up tonight. That's our special deal. It's only for 24 hours. It's right there at sportsexec.net/deal. Steve, you want to go do some Q&As from everybody here?
Of course, yeah. We already have a couple questions coming in, but everybody feel free to throw your questions in, and we will get to as many as possible for sure. I can promise you that. So go ahead and don't be shy about putting the questions in the box, and we'll get right to them.
All right, fire away on me, man.
Yeah, man. The first one is from Susan. She wants to know, will you teach her how to do a webinar? So I think this might pertain to one of those Skype calls, maybe.
That's something that Steve and I actually could do because I do about 50% of the work for it, and I think, Steve, you do about the other 50%.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be a joint effort.
Yeah, so Susan, if you joined in, that is something that Steve and I could discuss with you if you want to do that instead of your personal brand. Probably just need to be a 3-way Skype call though, instead of just myself and you on that.
Yeah, which we can also offer up. I mean, if you want to talk to both of us, we don't have a problem with that.
We'll throw Steve in for free.
Yeah, no charge. You're welcome. So yeah, we look forward to hearing from you, Susan. So the next one comes from Brett Pooley. This is a little bit longer, but it's valuable, so I'm going to go through the whole thing. He has a young brand called Slingshocks. He's building a good following and about to go to a much bigger level. How much should he be spending on social media content and interaction per month?
What was the name of that?
Slingshocks.
Muted.
To be quite honest with you,
Unmuted.
I think the thing that you need to be spending money on is having a great product and having a sharp looking website and some graphic work. But in terms of how you're spreading, that's from the social media marketing strategy standpoint and what kind of posts you're creating, what kind of content you're putting out there. Spend money on, if you're going to do a YouTube video, spend money making sure that you have high quality video that makes you come across as an expert, because there's nothing worse than if you do have a great, I'm actually looking up the Slingshots right there, the product review on YouTube. You don't want to come across as an amateur if you're actually an expert. So I would not worry about paying for stuff on social media marketing as much as making sure that you're putting the investment in on a quality website, you're doing the groundwork on the product you're investing in. If you're going to do a webinar like this, having high quality microphone, having we used GoToMeeting on this.
Mm-hmm.
I've always used them. They're very trustworthy. They always work. They don't crash halfway through like I've seen happen to other webinars. I say you invest the money on those back end bigger things in the social media portion. That's where you grow organically. That's where you make connections with people, and that's the part that you actually don't need to spend as much money on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my personal opinion and a lot of my colleagues that I've seen build their businesses as well. And best of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great advice. So I have, hold on, let me find, I had one and I lost it. Oh, here we go. From Diego. How should sports organizations deal with negative comments from haters and trolls? Those are obviously out there, right? So that's definitely an issue to address. I'm interested to hear what you have to think about that, Mike.
To be quite honest, I think it's an opportunity, especially with negativity. Now, when you troll, would trolls fall in under spam, Steve?
I would see troll, like when I think of a troll, I think of somebody who's just trying to instigate. Like they
Okay.
don't even believe what they're saying, but they're kind of just out there to instigate you and make you look bad because you're giving them a reaction, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was just gonna say quickly, if you get spam on there, that's you can just delete that.
Hmm.
That's no problem. But for trolls and for negative feedback and comments, I think it's an opportunity to reach out to that person and be a human. Why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
What has caused you to feel this way? Because here's the deal. Back 30 years ago, if somebody was unhappy with your business or your product, or even a sports organization, maybe they just stopped being a fan. Maybe they just stopped buying season tickets, and they went away, and you had no idea whatever happened to them. Hey, whatever happened to row G in section 128? Well, it turns out they were pissed at you for something that you did, but you never even had the opportunity to have a conversation with them. Now, row G in 128 is posted on your Facebook page threatening because of XYZ to no longer have their season tickets. That gives you an opportunity to call them, have a Skype call. Depending on how big of a sports organization it is, if it's a minor, you can go have a face-to-face with them and discover what their issues is and what their gripes are, and it might be an opportunity for you to win back over that customer, or to even turn them into a bigger fan.
Absolutely.
That's kind of I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah,
People
man.
used to blindly go away, and we never heard from them again. Those negative, bad customers. And now it's an opportunity to really talk to them. Trolls, the people that are doing it on purpose, you just, to be quite honest with you, to me that sounds like I always think people are just trying to stir up trouble. It's kind of a tough way to go about life. Kind of just let them be, and if you try to talk to them, reach out to them the same way, and they're not hearing it, you just got to let it go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really hearing that you're seeing it as a great opportunity to. You can take it as a negative, or you can take it as a positive, and seeing it as a great opportunity to really reach out and be human. That's a really cool way to go about it.
What else you got, man?
Yeah, buddy. This one's really important from Neil. We ketchup or mustard? We want to know.
Mustard.
Oh, really?
You know what's funny is I've been doing these. I do a monthly podcast called the Hot Dog Stand Chronicles, and right at the end, after we tell their story and talk about what advice they have for people, I do the Marketing Fun with Mike lightning round question time, and it's a series of like 5 question or answers, and I always ask ketchup or mustard as the last one, and you'd be amazed at how many people say mustard, because ketchup is only for people who are under the age of 12, or it's actually written by the Hot Dog Sausage Council that people who use ketchup don't know what a hot dog really tastes like. I'm dead serious. People have said that to me in these interviews, and they're so adamant about mustard, almost to the point now if somebody answers ketchup, I'm going to kind of think, oh, they must be a little childish.
Yeah, right. I must be 12 at heart because I'm all ketchup all the time. So.
But good question. Good question.
So yeah, we also have a couple more sponsorship questions.
Great.
Scott's wondering the sponsorship training that we're offering, how it would help him find NASCAR sponsorship for his teams. So I'm thinking that Scott is a small business and he's looking to really grow into the biggest business possible, pretty much, which is NASCAR.
Well, probably, Steve, I'll kind of let you dig in a little bit more from the SEA standpoint
Yeah.
of what that sponsorship training holds the value for.
Yeah.
All I can say from a standpoint of it's going to give you opportunities to grow and understand how to reach clients better and how to network better and how to have those opportunities come face to face with you more and more. But in terms of the actual physical sponsorship training, Steve's a little bit more familiar with that, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. The like Mike kind of started talking about it, Scott, where it's all about the networking. I mentioned a little bit that the networking, we have all these great ebooks and we have all these great webinars and things like that, but it's all about the networking pretty much. And not only do we have some big names that you can network in, because everybody who does a live Q&A, like I mentioned, Darren Ravel and Tiki Barber and Mike, we've done a Q&A with Mike as well, and these are all members of the SEA. After they complete their live Q&A, we give them a SEA membership. So they're already in there. So they are available for you because, like I said, they want to help you. So they're there, and they're people that have already made it, and they've made it big in the industry. And they're ready to help, and they want to help. So it's really about the networking, and it's a lot of who you know. So when your business is trying to jump in the waters and trying to get in and make an impact in NASCAR, it's really is about who you know and who you're networking with. And this is a great way to do it because you're really going to connect with the right people and the people that can connect you with the other right people who can get you that dream of yours of being one of the stickers on a NASCAR car. So it'll be it's really good, the networking that we have as an opportunity for you guys. It's really impactful. So I hope I got you there, Scott. We'll move on to the next question from Wendy, which I think is a good one. Wendy is actually already an SEA member, so she's wondering if she can still participate in the Skype call or if it's only for new members. How do you want to handle that, Mike?
That's a good question. I guess I've never had that question arise before, to tell you the truth.
She's already an SEA member and she's ready to get going. She's even hungrier. She wants the call.
I'd be happy to set up a time with you, Wendy, to talk then,
Awesome.
and we can work out a time. Like I said, it might be in a week or two if that's all right with you. But I appreciate you reaching out, and definitely would be ready to have a conversation then. So why don't you just, if you just want to give her my email or Wendy my email, is if you go to my website marketingfunwithmike.com, there's a contact page, and you can shoot me a note and we could set up a time.
Nice. Yeah, I appreciate that, Mike, and of course we're always providing value to our SEA members, so we appreciate you continuing to add to that value.
One per webinar. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
to current members.
Yeah, one call per webinar. Awesome. So we have another question here from Gustavo. He's wondering. Well, at first he says, "Thanks for sharing your time and knowledge with us, and we appreciate you appreciating us, Gustavo. We're always looking to help." His question is, what are the advantages or disadvantages for a pro athlete to have a personal profile or fan page on Facebook?
Uh, well, you're right. There's advantages and disadvantages, I guess. Um, if you're trying to be more than just an athlete, if you're looking to be a role model, if you're looking to have a career after your professional athletic career ends, whether it be endorsements, broadcasting, or even just starting a business with the degree that you went to college for in the first place, I think it's a huge advantage
Mm-hmm.
because I can create tons of original content and help people each and every day, and I will have to slowly build my value to people all over the world. If you make it in the NBA and you put up a Twitter profile, say, and you're a player in the NBA, you will immediately have more Twitter followers than me. It's just the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an opportunity for those people. I would love to have that opportunity to be in front of that many people all the time. So I think it's a huge advantage. It's a great way to, view that as like what a great way to build who you really are off the court and what type of person you are and what you're helping this world do.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Um,
All
so
right, you want to do like one more?
yeah, absolutely. Let me pick
Okay.
the
Or
best of the best. See
Or
if
two
we have
more
any.
if you got a bunch still.
Yeah, no problem. We have one from Jan, and I have one from Sean. So we'll do
Okay.
maybe a little bit of the quicker answers. I think we'll get through them pretty quick here. So Sean is the first one, and he wants to know what you did before you started with the SEA, or how you got your foot into the door, Mike. Obviously, he's seeing how successful you are, and he wants to know how to do the same.
Uh, to be quite honest, my story is I started working at a hot dog stand when I was in college at Ohio State. I graduated with a degree in marketing and logistics and worked at the hot dog stand until I graduated. I decided then at that hot dog stand that I was never going to do a job that I didn't love. And I thought about what I loved. And at that time, I was huge in the indie rock scene. Loved music. I still do. But Columbus has one of the largest, if not the largest, independent radio station in the country. So I applied for an internship there in marketing, and I fell in love with working in the radio business. There was an opportunity about 6 years ago to come over to the sports talk station in town, which is the flagship for Ohio State football and basketball. I went to Ohio State. I was familiar with the product, so I took the job, and from there, that was when I decided I had to do something to separate myself from all the other radio station salespeople, all the other TV station, direct mail, newspaper, really show value, become a marketing specialist and not just a sales guy. So while I've been there, I've built Marketing Fun with Mike on nights, early mornings, my lunch hour, weekends for the past 3.5 years while I've been working full time at the radio station. And that's where I am right now.
That's
And
great.
I started actually specifically for the SEA. I was writing my blog, and Lewis had put out a feed on Twitter, and I had a couple contacts that used to be in a Toastmasters club with Lewis, Hal's, and they made a quick introduction on Twitter, and I started writing for Sports Networker, and from there it's evolved into where I am here now, doing monthly webinars on the SEA.
Awesome. So yeah, you can see that getting all the advice you can is it's valuable, but you're still putting in the work, and it's you putting in
Small
the work.
small wins, small wins, small wins.
Yeah, absolutely. really putting in one of your steps into action. I'm sure you put all your steps into action, but you can see it there. Awesome. So we have one more last question here. Jan is interested in advice on using LinkedIn. She feels like there's a lot of room to inject personality because so many profiles are so super serious and corporate. But she thinks those are boring. So what's your take on being serious versus showing some personality on LinkedIn?
I show personality on LinkedIn, Jan. I think you do not have to be in a shirt and tie on your LinkedIn profile
Yeah.
like every other male. And for you being a female, looking so serious and so drab. I mean, I'm at the Grand Canyon in my photo.
Nice.
I put really, I think it's what you make out of it. It's what you post. Just, if you have a good career, if you have a good piece of work that you want to do, if you have something you want to accomplish, and that's the story you're spreading on LinkedIn, you don't need to have to look so super serious. Yes, there are a couple companies that may you not agree with that and may only want to hire people that are in formal attire on their LinkedIn profiles, but would you really want to work for that company anyway?
Mm-hmm.
That's a question I would ask. If you're really even thinking about being fun on LinkedIn, you probably don't want to work for the company that wouldn't hire you because you're being fun on LinkedIn. So be
Yeah,
yourself.
absolutely. That's great advice. And a great way to close it, to be yourself, because we've been talking about it all night. So
I want to thank everybody. Again, we got 24 hours on here. Sign up. It's sportsexec.net/deal. $9.97 the first month, $27 a month after that. You can cancel anytime. And Steve, will you be able to set up for people who sign up? Will you be able to see when they sign up then, and you can email them and copy me on it so I can set up that Skype call with them?
yeah, absolutely. As soon as you sign up, I get an email sent to my inbox, and it lets me know when you signed up. So I'll definitely be able to see if you signed up within that 24-hour time frame, and you'll be eligible for that call with Mike. That'll be ever valuable. You'll pay for your way past your $9.97 and $27 a month without
Absolutely.
a
You can
doubt.
stay in there for almost a year on that thing, just getting the value from it just from that.
Absolutely. And I get thrown in for
One,
free. So
one other quick thing, guys, is if you're already in the SCA, download that new book that Steve and I just put out, and let us know. Let's reach out to Steve or I. We're going to be doing these webinars every single month. Let us know what you need help with, what you want to hear more on, and we'll do to the best of our abilities for the whole audience to craft future webinars around your guys' needs because we want to help you guys.
yeah, please do. Don't be shy either. This is a site for you and help you guys make your dreams come true. So we definitely want to hear what you think will make that happen, and we want to cater to what we think or how we can help.
Great. Thanks again for everybody tuning in tonight. Reach out to me. If you go to my website, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Love to hear from you. And Steve and I appreciate your guys' time tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks. See ya.
Thanks.